Welcome to Serenity Farms of Iowa. We have 27.8 acres. We are in the process of fencing our front yard. Nobody really likes to mow it, and it seems like such a waste to have such a big front yard when the horses would really like to be out here, and it would be better for them to have this space too. Beyond our front yard is one of our hay fields. We produce some of our own hay, not all of it, but some of it. We're in the process, we're going to be tamping posts. My middle daughter's home today, so she's going to be helping me tamp posts here in a little bit, which I will do when I'm done with this tour and I'm done setting up my fly predators. This is our last shipment of fly predators for the year, since it's September. And hopefully, so far they've done a pretty good job keeping the flies down. I mean, the flies still weren't the best, but it's done a pretty good job. And it's definitely better than trying to fly spray the horses so often. You get too many horses that have sensitivity to fly spray. And there's our skid steer up there. We use that for a variety of things. In the wintertime, we use it a lot to feed round bales, to remove snow, which in Iowa is always a useful thing. And here, this is Molly, who is way too close to the camera. There's Molly. No, Molly, whoa, never mind. Anyway, so I'll kind of give you a tour. Let's just see who is who, and hopefully Molly will get a little further away from the camera at some point and you can see Molly also. So let me back up. And here, we got the whole crew. Molly is laying in the grass. There's Thea. Thea's a shepherd mix. And behind Thea is Angus. He actually belongs to my youngest daughter. There's Thea and Molly. Anyway, so now we will go ahead and go on a tour of the farm besides the front pasture here that we're in the process of building. Okay, so if you go up the lane, oh, and here comes Sheriff. Hang on, I'll stop. There's Sheriff. He is our puppy. He is a guardian livestock dog. He's in the process of being trained. And he does not like Angus at all. Okay, and here is our front pasture. Our front pasture includes the horse on the left is Mo. Mo is a Mustang. He's kind of our lead gelding. He was a bachelor stallion out in the wild, so he probably comes the closest to wanting to be in charge anyway. So he's our lead gelding. The horse behind him is Dusty. Dusty is also a Mustang. Milady is my daughter's paint horse. She is 14.1, 14.2, somewhere in there. Really a sweetie. We lease her out to a person who leases to ride her. Titan is in front. Titan is a Mustang. He is 5 years old. He is the first Mustang that my daughter ever adopted. She also did some tip training for the Mustang Heritage Foundation, but Titan is actually her first baby, and the Mustang Heritage Foundation are tip trained horses, so they do get adopted by other people. And then trying to see who, I think the horse behind Titan is Asha. And Asha was rescued from slaughter. Unfortunately, she still doesn't trust people very well, but she's doing pretty well. And then we have two cows, two brown Swiss cows, Gus and Daisy, and they are out there. And then Dusty broke the fence not very long ago. She got scared. This is Gypsy. Gypsy is actually my daughter's first pony. Lucy is for the most part blind, but she does pretty well here because she knows the area, and we give her hay up there. And then if you come back through, those two horses are actually Mustangs. They were Sale Authority Mustangs, and the two of them, we're still working with them to get them going. And then, oh, that is Milady again, the leased horse. And standing behind her is my buckskin Appaloosa kit. And trying to think, I am missing a horse, which it might be behind the round bale. But I also have Aspen, and Aspen is also a Mustang, which, yeah, there's a third neck down there. Aspen is in there with the other three, so we'll look at her at some other date. She is my Mustang. She's really a sweetheart. But anyway, there we go. That's the horses in a nutshell. Asha is now, there's Asha moving away. And then, yeah, Asha is the one that's bringing up the rear. And like I said, we have not been able to retame her. There's my girl. There's Aspen. Aspen was actually born in captivity in Colorado at the holding facility there. Really a sweetheart. So anyway, that is the horses in the front pasture, and we will do some more touring here in a little bit. And I'm going to drop some fly predators here. Hang on, and I'll get back with you in just a little bit. Okay, so this is our shed that we use for our run-in shelter. Again, these are just kind of another view of those horses. Again, we have the two Mustangs. Annie is the dark one. She was actually captured out of an HMO in Wyoming. They said she went back to Spanish horses. I was thinking the really light ones, but she goes back to like Spanish war horses. But she's very, very cool. Very, very much a sweetheart. And then next to her is Misty. Misty was born sorrel, but she's gray. She was born in the same HMA in Colorado that Aspen was born at. So we have her baby photos. And we are hoping that with Misty that we can rehome her. She's a sweetheart. We haven't worked with her as much as we would like to. I think she knows I'm talking about her because she kind of lifted up her head. She's very, very pretty. But she's probably a little faster, a little more athletic than what we really typically use. And we would love to get her into a home, hopefully a home that knows about Mustangs. Because Mustangs, they're super horses. But you really got to build trust with them, and that's kind of an important thing. But anyway, so there's Misty looking at me. Okay, so this is our new building. It is 81 by 120. It is 16 feet high. And this is what kind of got Serenity Farms going for us. We are going to have 5 stalls here with runouts. The girls are going to get a couple babies, which eventually you'll see on a tour. We'll get those in October. I was in a car accident almost 3 years ago. I was struck by a vehicle, and we thought it'd be really cool to be able to do this so that the girls can kind of ride and train horses. And our intent is hopefully that we can have other people come and ride here. And that's kind of how all of Serenity Farms was brought about, is that we could build this building and hopefully use this to generate income. It's kind of partially because I can't work full-time anymore. It's just kind of to generate income to kind of make up for the fact that I don't work full-time. And like I said, this building is 81 by 120. We'll kind of walk a little bit closer to it. We got hay on the outside here. We feed round bales a lot of the times, again, because I'm not the best at being able to help with chores. This winter, we're going to temporarily put up stalls just because winter is coming. The beans are turning, the locusts are going, sumacs turning red. So we know we don't have a whole lot of time. So we're just going to do temporary stalls with the fence panels here. Here's our building. It's got the light thing up above that lets some light in. It's got sliding doors on both sides, one on the end. So there's a sliding door over here. We're going to put temporary stalls in here. The girls have some tack in here. We'll have a tack room there at some point. And then we'll have a feed room down here where we currently have hay. So I guess that's appropriate. We have hay in the feed room. And we're also going to have a bathroom in here at some point just to make it so that we can let people use it to ride. We need to get electricity in it. And again, we will eventually build permanent stalls on this end so that the riding area is actually going to be 81 by 100, which is not too bad. And like I said, we'll have stalls and an alleyway and then a bathroom and tack room and feed room on this end. Also with some hot water, so if we have horses or our mule, which I'll show you later, that we have to feed hot mash to, we will have hot water up here. So that is kind of this in a nutshell. We're putting posts out here because again we're going to do run outs. So the indoor stalls will be 12 by 12, and then each of these stalls, well, the 3 middle stalls will have a 12 by 20 run out, and then you're going to have an end stall on each one. Though I think will be more like 20 by 20. The girls are both getting a foal so they can train over the winter, and the foals will get a bigger run out just because they will spend their winter up in the barn, and it will just be nice to give them a little bit of extra space. We have a round pen that we use. Nikki was giving riding lessons in that earlier this year. Nikki is my middle daughter. Kind of our go-to person for horse knowledge, although Megan is building up on that too. And my oldest daughter, Caitlin, Milady is her horse, and she also helps with chores periodically, gets stuck with a lot of morning chores because I work part-time, Nikki works part-time, Megan is going to school, Mark is working, and so Katie steps up. She gets stuck with morning chores more than evening chores because at the moment she's working nights. But it's kind of nice that everybody works together as a team. So this is the west side of our barn. Again, you can see the light. The strip up there that lets the light in, which really makes it nice. Got some hay back over there. That is some of our winter hay. Again, we have some of our own hay, and that is our last cutting for the year. It is September, so it is our last cutting for the year. And then from the building, if you go over here, this used to be in a pasture, and now what we've done is we have temporarily strung electric fence over here so that some of the horses can graze, although it looks like we are going to have to dump a round bale tonight because it looks like for the most part they've pretty much grazed this field down. Let's see, who do we have over here? The 2 horses on this end are Snow. Snow is a rescue. She is an off-the-track thoroughbred that we've been feeding. She's looking a little bit better. And next to her is Slingshot. We've also been feeding Slingshot up. We think Slingshot might be gated. He is also a rescue. Over there is Melody in front and Atticus, and they are both also rescues from slaughter. We use Melody as a lease horse, although at the moment she is not leased. We also used her a little bit for lessons. But because school started, the lessons have kind of died out for the moment. Atticus he used to be a jumping horse. He's kind of got a sore shoulder, so the girls have ridden him a very little bit, but for the most part he's just kind of a pasture pet. He would, if we ever rehomed him, he would have to go to the right home because he's kind of a baby. And then this little bugger, hang on, this is Jasper. Jasper kind of gets into, he kind of kept our workers company when they were building the building. Little Minnie, he's really a sweetheart, little Palomino Minnie. Well, I take it back. That's Ranger over there in front of Atticus. Ranger is also a Mustang. He came out of New Mexico. I think he came out of New Mexico. Nope, he might have came out of Nevada, and Titan came out of Mexico. And then this is Melody. Melody was a lesson horse. Also a possible lease horse, although we have not leased her lately. There is Colby. Colby is, we used him as a lesson horse also. He's 24 years old. He's like 13 and a half hands high, right in there. A little bit stubborn, but a pretty good pony. And then behind them, also rescued from slaughter, is Spartan. Everybody loves Spartan. Spartan is a thoroughbred Percheron mix. He is rescued from slaughter. Yep, he's going to come over. He loves company. He loves people. And he has kind of become my husband's horse. Really a sweetheart. Hi, Spartan. What you doing, buddy? What you doing, buddy? Oh, you're okay. Oh, I know. You don't like the camera, do ya? But it's okay. But Jasper doesn't mind. Jasper says, you can pet me. So anyway, Jasper's our little mini. He kind of gets out, which is, you'll see, I'll show you the pony pen, and it was kind of built with him in mind, but lo and behold, the little bugger can get out of it. So again, there's Jasper, Spartan, and our horses over here. We put in here, Boomer is over here. Boomer was out with everybody else, and Boomer's blind in one eye. He was also rescued from slaughter. Really a sweetheart. He's blind in one eye. He was in some sort of accident. Not very long, I think, before somebody sold him, which is sad. And we had him out with everybody. And he's not a very dominant horse, and they chased him, and so we put him in here because we don't want him to hurt himself. And then that right there, this is Mr. Cactus. Mr. Cactus is 20-some years old. He is a mule. He is missing his back teeth, so we feed him mash twice a day. He was named Cactus because he was super, super thin. And they named him that because he had subsisted so long on pretty much nothing. But he has really filled out nicely. Really a good boy. We'll keep feeding him. He'll be feeding, obviously, get hot mash once winter comes along. But right now he's still on the cold mash thing. Anyway, so that is Cactus. He also loves attention. Really a good boy. Boomer's going to go over and see him. But anyway, so that are these boys. And again, I'm going to go dump some fly predator. This is Boomer again. Here they're coming over. Titan says he is always curious to meet new people. He's got Asha with him. Here is Cactus. Cactus is always curious to meet new people also. Say hi, Cactus. Hey, buddy. You're okay. Like I said, Cactus is pretty old. He's really a sweetheart. Here's Titan. Titan again was our first Mustang. Mo's coming up behind him. Mo's the lead, and he wants to know what the heck is going on because is it something that he needs to check out. Mo, be nice. And here comes Dusty. Everybody wants to check out what's going on. We just gave them a round bale of hay, so I know they're not starving. But they just kind of like to see what the heck is going on. So there is Dusty. Hey, Dusty. Hey, Dusty. Hey. There's Mo. Dusty is still. She's only halter broke. We'd like to rehome her too at some point, but we got to work with her a little bit more. Hey, Mo. And Mo is a leased horse, but with Mo, unless you know how to ride with your legs, he is not going to be your boy because he was in the Tennessee Extreme Mustang Makeover or Mustang Million, and he actually came in second place. He can spin circles and do all sorts of fun stuff, but you also have to be able to ride him because otherwise he'll just kind of spin circles. But he is a good boy too. Here comes Milady. Our dream up here is at some point is we'll have the pasture up front, and this is going to hopefully be an outdoor riding arena with possibly another round pen at some point if we ever get. So we are going here. That's kind of the thought. There's Gypsy. You never know, she's totally blind. She does super, super well. But anyway, so this hopefully someday is going to be an outdoor riding arena. So we would have an outdoor riding arena, an indoor riding arena, and then 2 round pens. If the county weren't so strict, we would have loved to have been a boarding facility, because there is definitely a call in this area for that. But our county, Lynn County, Iowa, is so strict that you have to be on a hard surface road to be a boarding facility, which I think seems ridiculous, but hey, some days are like that. Hey Dusty, what are you doing? But anyway, so hopefully someday this will be an outdoor riding arena. And we'll kind of see how that goes. So back here, you can kind of see it. This is our back hay field, and again, it's about 3 acres. And we would use electrobrator on this only because on the far side where the trees are is a ravine, and I definitely would not want the horses to go into a ravine. The only problem is there's also coyotes back here, which is part of the reason why we have the guardian livestock dog. And then hopefully our goal is to get a female to go with him so that we actually have a working pair. And later on, you'll get to go on that trip, because we're supposed to pick her up in probably a couple of weeks or so. So we are all very excited that we're going to be getting a new friend for Sheriff. Her name will be Deputy. She's a little tricolor dog. Both of them an Anatolian Great Pyrenees mix, which works really, really well. But anyway, so this will be our back pasture, and hopefully the 2 of them will keep our horses from getting eaten by raccoons, or not by raccoons, by coyotes. That's our goal. Because we have coyotes over here on this side, over in those trees over there. There's a bunch of coyotes that live. There's coyotes on the far side of our far pasture also. And then there's coyotes across the road. There's a creek, and we know that there's a family of coyotes there also. So we are definitely in a really bad area for coyotes. And like I said, we're hoping that the dogs will kind of help with that. And from here, you see, if you go down, you can see our other little barn that we put hay in, and we've got some rabbits in there. My daughter sells those. And then the main part of the house, or the main house. The back side of our house. This is kind of our quarantine pen. Let's see, I need to get further away. This is a quarantine pen. It's kind of dark. It's surrounded by trees, which helps because it's not so windy. And we've got a shelter, which was better until Red decided to kind of knock it down. This is Red. We're hopefully also going to try and find a home for Red. Really a sweetheart. We are in the process of trying to get a hold of a chiropractor so we can get him some chiropractic care. But anyway, so this is Red. He is in the pen. He's not very aggressive, and the other horses kind of scared him. And so this way, this allows him to be here where he can be safe. And like I said, it looks like his hip might be out of joint, so we want to take the time to get him fixed up. And hopefully, I'm hoping, we just contacted the chiropractor, so I'm hoping the chiropractor will get with me fairly quick. But anyway, so this is Red. We think Red might have been a cow pony, because he certainly seems to like cows almost better than he likes horses. So if you step away from Red, this is kind of, we got chickens over here. They are, shoot, now I can't think of what they are. But we got them because they're supposed to be really sweethearts. We've got like, 14 of them left with a rooster, which is very nice. This, hold on, where is he? This is Grayson. Grayson had a friend, but Grayson's friend got eaten by coyotes. Another reason for the guardian livestock puppy. But anyway, Grayson is a mini pig. So, and we kind of hated for him to be alone, but unfortunately, we tried with Carl, but it just didn't work out for us. Hey, Sheriff. What you doing? Come on. You gonna walk with me? Let's go see the ponies. What the hell is that? That looks like shit. Oh, that's cow pies, I bet. Okay. Yep, the cows pied all over here. Lovely. Okay, so. Oh, I kind of cut off my thing. Anyway, more things will follow later. We want to get a friend for Sheriff. We want to do some different things in the barn. Since we don't have electricity, I think we're going to try thermal buckets, and I'll show you those when they arrive. And when we get our temporary stalls set up, we'll show you those. And hopefully, we will get our fence. We're going to electrobraid fence. We had the horse fence, and doggone it, we've been here since 2001, and they have and I guess it's been fenced since 2002. And the horses are super hard on this fence, so we're going to try electrobraid and see if a little bit of electricity will at least keep them off the fence. Again, this is a kind of a sign-off from Serenity Farms. We're here in Iowa, and I will do another vlog later. Bye.